everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. Today's topic is when your man stays out all night. When your man just stays out all night, what to do? Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all the new viewers, the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now, to get us started, I did pull a video. Let's watch this video. It's a very touching video that I want you to see the agony in this lady's voice. When your man stays out all night. All right. And then we have a letter. You're going to read this letter and talk about this issue. Here we go.
Hey, mister. Oh, yeah, girl. The no good dog just come in at 10 o'clock this morning, baby. I didn't even part my mouth, not even my lips, to say not one word. Smelling like Ivory Spring. I guess he got him some Matussi last night. Coming here smelling like Matussi and Ivory Spring mixed together. I guess after he took his bath, he had to get him one last shot for the road. Girl, I turned my head. I didn't open my mouth. I didn't say anything. 10 o'clock in that dumb morning, you going to work late. Clothes look like who did it and who thought it, looking like a Ruffles potato chip bag. Baby, they so wrinkles, shoot. An ironing board and an iron won't even get them wrinkles out. Hell to the no. I didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. I didn't either. Like I told him, do him. I called in today. I just told him I was sick. I'm not feeling that. You know, my head ain't gonna be in the game. Working today. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. I can't deal with nobody today. I don't want to go take my frustration and aggravation out on people today. Cause I know me. The mood I'm in, that energy I want to give him and tell him off and cuss him out, I'll go to work and anybody say something the wrong way, I'll be in one left. And they ain't did nothing to me. So it's best I put myself in what? Time out. And time out the hell out in my own space at my own self house. Hello. Girl, it's like we roommates. I mean, we both miserable, look like. We both miserable. We just going through the motions. You know, we put up a damn good front, like I told you yesterday, in front of the kids, in front of my family, his family. People think we just a perfect, ideal little couple. And nobody knows what goes on behind these closed doors. You know, he'll run around with these women, then all of a sudden he'll stop. You know, he'll stay at home for a little while. You know, when I used to cut up and act crazy, he'd stay at home, tell me he loved me, and he's just doing this, be doing it. You know, he's just talking. He ain't touching them, and, you know, lying.
All right, now you see in the video, that poor lady was agonizing because her husband is disrespectful. He does not respect her. He does not respect his family. He does not respect his marriage. And that's why he's doing it. And he's doing it because he probably feels like she's stuck and can't go anywhere. That's if he even cares about whether she stays or not. Because some of these men do this and they don't care one way or the other. Because for them to step outside of their relationship and do things like this is a blatant showing that they do not care about the relationship anymore. So they don't care what you do. All right, let's read this letter and see what she says. I really need your help and input on what you think is going on with my husband of 18 years throughout the marriage, on and off, out of nowhere. He tells me he doesn't think he wants to be married anymore. Well, that was pretty clear. He don't want to be married. So that's why he's staying out all night and doing whatever he wants to do. And then becomes cold and distant with me and goes out on the weekend, comes home around 4 a.m. in the morning, and then a few weeks later, he tells me he's changed his mind and that he does want to be married to me and acts loving to me. He seems to do this on and off. I am so confused. Before we were married, he was a different person, so loving and kind to me. As soon as we were married, the first day we moved into our apartment, he changed and yelled at me and made me cry for no reason, as if I was married to a stranger. And I do have to say, on the weekends, a lot he does go out and comes home the next morning. The whole marriage has been so stressful, and I am a loving wife. So when he goes out and comes home the next morning, I say nothing to him because I don't want him to get mad at me. Well, you know you've settled, right? I just want you to know. You see, ladies, listen. You already know the answer to this. But you're looking for a quick fix him. You want him to be fixed. You see? Because you don't want to work on yourself. But the blame is on you, not on him. He is who he is. You have just accepted and settled for him. For 18 years you've gone through this, so this is not anything new. You say in your letter, he's been staying out, coming in, staying out, coming. For 18 years you have put up with it. Now he tells you he doesn't want to be married anymore. Well, men will tell you these things, number one, if they have found someone else that they feel like they would be happier with. Then they'll come and tell you, I don't want to be married anymore. But then you say that a few weeks later he came back and said that no, he still wants to be married. Maybe the other situation just didn't work out. It's not that all of a sudden he loves you. This is not love. This is not even close to love at all. In fact, it's borderline abusive because of the way that you feel. You feel hurt and destroyed. He is slowly destroying you, doing these things to you. And you just sit there hoping one day that he's going to change. And just holding on to those breadcrumbs that he gives you. When he comes in, he stays out as much as he wants to. And probably if you say something to him, he might get mad. Might get violent, who knows. But you just sit there because you feel stuck. You don't feel like you can do better for yourself. That's why you put up with it. It's about you, ladies. You can't blame other people for your own unhappiness. It's about you. You got to get a handle on that. You cannot change another person. And there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that's going to make your husband change. Or your man. If he stays out, he doesn't care about the relationship anymore. He could take it or leave it. Now, many men will do this as long as they can. As long as you put up with it. They'll do it for the rest of your life if you put up with it. I know ladies who have stayed with their husbands, and their husbands even have outside families. Families! Outside. But they could still come back home to them, act like everything is okay, and then disappear off to his other family. That's no good. That's no good. Because the ladies are the ones that suffer in these situations. It breaks down your worth, your value, your own self-esteem. And if you allow a man to walk over you like this, you don't have any. You have all-time low self-esteem. You don't care about yourself. You definitely don't love yourself if you let a man treat you like this. My first marriage, my husband, of course, we met in school and all of that. And we had our first child really early, real early in the relationship. But he was not really ready to get married. He was not ready. And I didn't know anything about his background. I was a young girl coming out of a narcissistic home trying to look for some relief somewhere. So that's probably why I landed in that situation with him. But it was a horrible situation. when we were together and I'm pregnant, he's staying out all night long. Women calling up the phone and hanging up. Driving by the house and trying to get his attention, things like that. That, I'm telling you, when I saw that happening, it did not take long for me to realize that this was not going to work for me. I had low self-esteem during that time. I really did. And I really didn't know my own value at that time. But I knew I was worth more than that. I was worth more than that. And he never, at the time that we were together, he never stopped. And during this time, see, I stayed with my first husband for 7 years of this nonsense. Basically because I came from a religious family of narcissists. And they always wanted to spout out, once you get married, you got to stay married no matter what. Okay, that was part of the religious doctrine. All right, so I suffered 7 years, had 3 babies with this disrespectful man. And in the end, he tried to get violent until I finally said, I don't care what the religion says, I'm out. And I packed up my 3 kids and I left. And I didn't worry about, well, how we going to make it? And we don't have no money. And what was this? And what's that? No. I knew I could do better than that. You see, I left the state with my kids and I never went back. Listen, ladies, you got to love yourself. You can't allow men just walk right over you like a doormat. And then you want to say, oh, well, yeah, I need help. Well, what am I going to do? You won't help to stay with him because you don't want to hear you need to leave him. You don't want to hear that. You won't help to stay with him. Well, you stay, you settle. That's you. It's free will. We all got free will. You see? But you'll never change him. And he'll never change. Why would he? I mean, what's the motivation for him to change? You haven't changed. You're the same as you always were. Sitting there taking whatever garbage he dishes out. And then being afraid whenever he comes around to say anything to him. That's how a lot of men like this want you. They want you to be intimidated. So you sit there and keep your mouth shut. And they can do whatever they want to do. And there are plenty of men out here like that. But ladies, you don't have to be the women to take it. You don't have to be that woman. But if you don't spend time to work on yourself, that's exactly who you will be. A codependent. For everything. For everything. Just to have a man. You're willing to bend over backwards just to have him there. You know, there are women who will stay with men who will beat them up. Beat them up. Because they are afraid of being alone. So they keep him. They tolerate the beatings and whatever. You don't have to do that. But you got to love yourself. You got to change. See, I keep saying this to you. Your situation is never going to change unless you change. You got to change the way that you feel about yourself. And we do these affirmations every day to help you with that. To help you see yourself in a good, positive way. Because the man is not going to support you that way. He's going to constantly be trying to tear you down so that he can dominate over you. Now, all men are not like that. You know, some men will stay out overnight if they get angry with you about something. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're with other women, but it means that they're childish, immature. If they get mad enough that they're going to spend the night out doing whatever because they're upset instead of coming and communicating with their partners to solidify the relationship. So if they're not man enough to do that, then you got a grown boy and probably not a man at all. Ladies, you need to look at your situation. Look at it clearly. But also look at yourself, because your situation is one that you have created for yourself. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, because you want to blame the other person for it. The blame is with you. It's with you. And as long as you accept it, it will be yours. It'll be yours. Him and everything that comes with him will be yours. But if you change your direction, change the way that you feel, change your beliefs about things, be positive, begin to love yourself, then things will gradually change for you, not him. You're not doing this to change him. You can't change him. He's going to be who he wants to be. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. But you can change yourself and totally change your reality. You see, when I left my husband, it wasn't a tough decision. It was a tough decision to stay. But once I decided I'm going, I was out and I never looked back. I never looked back. Now, he was who he was. From his own childhood wounds or whatever his situation was, that's who he was. And I was attracted to him because I had a lot of childhood wounds too. Coming from a narcissist and a religious background, it was a mess. You see? So we bonded to each other, got into this, but then I woke up. I said, he's not going to treat me like this for the rest of my life. No way. No way. I'm out of here. So I grabbed my kids and I left. Listen. You have to do what's best for you. Because this is your life. This is your life, to make of it what you desire. So if you're sitting with a man who is disrespecting you all the time, going out with other women, staying out all night, maybe a week at a time, or might not be women. He might be out with his boys. He may be on the down low. You don't know what's going on. He could be doing a lot of things because he's not with you. You can't monitor what he's doing. But if you accept it, then it's yours. It's yours. And the universe will give you more of it. Because the universe sees whatever you decide that you want in your life is what you want. So the universe wants you to be happy. It'll give you more of it. More of it. Ladies, you got to understand, it's up to you. Quit blaming other people and looking for a way to change somebody else. I know many of us are not willing to do the work because you got to work on yourself. We're not willing to do the work. We want a quick fix. You know, just give me a quick fix so everything will be perfect just like that. There is no quick fix. You got to work at it. You got to make a sacrifice. You got to be different. You got to speak different. You got to be different. If you want different, I hope that you understand the message today. And I really hope that it helps someone. If your man has a habit of staying out overnight, he does not respect you. He does not love you. And he is showing you in your face how he feels about you. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care what you say. The relationship is not that important to him. Men who cherish their families and their relationships would never do this sort of thing. Anytime any conflicts arise, they'll want to sit down and communicate and work things out. Not storm out of the door and be mad for a while. Those are grown boys that do that, or very immature people. And you don't want to be with them either. You want a man who can sit down, communicate, and work out any conflicts that you have with each other if you want to have a solid relationship. Now, if your man is not doing that, then he does not care about it. And you need to accept that. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. I thank you for your comments and your letters. And a very special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.